It's time to make this supermoto bike better. First thing we're gonna do is get rid of these junk plastic axle sliders. Wait till you see what we put on. We're gonna get rid of this cheap plastic cover, put a billet one on. And the frame sliders I bought that are garbage because they don't even stick out far enough to do anything. We're gonna modify, chuck them up in the lathe, make some parts, make it better. Let's see how it turns out. Let me show you some of those modifications. So I did steel braided brake lines, front and rear on the DRZ. Obviously bled the brakes. Upon doing that, I did notice there was a lot of free play in the lever, this little adjuster in here. You gotta be careful with that. That could be sensitive to temperature, but man, I got that thing where it's just the slightest bit of free play and ready to grab that brake. Super excited about that because I was struggling with brakes. I also think the new grips are gonna help. I was struggling from that transition to brake and throttle, so super stoked about that. But did a lot of protection to the bike. So we got axle sliders, really high quality ones compared to the stock ones that'll just pop off. This has a solid rod that goes all the way through and they're bolted up really rigid. Got front, got them on the rear as well. The sliders, as I bought them, were garbage. They just stopped like way inside of here. So when we laid the bike on side just to see where does stuff, where do things hit? What are we protecting? These weren't doing anything. The levers would still mash into cases and whatnot. So you may have seen the posts where I turned some pieces on the lathe and made an extension to get them out to where they are, so they're beyond that foot peg. Made the handguards way more rigid just due to the fatter bars here and the limitations that I had with kind of these cheap junk crash or handguards. This was flopping all over the place, so made that. I do want to give a shout out to my buddy Alan. He anodized these for me locally here in Phoenix. He's experimenting with a bunch of different stuff, and they look pretty good for first run, so he's kind of playing around with that. And then what else did we do? Oh, yeah. Super exciting new chain sprockets, but changed the gearing. I'm going to be a similar gearing now with Kenny. It's really fun to ride with someone on the same bike because you're really testing out, the modifications you did and then your skill set. So really felt that the gearing was that point of limitation for me to knock off that next second. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Obviously the other slide guard. And then this chain protector is way cool. Check that out. It's a billet piece engraved with the DRZ. That's got to make you faster. I think the grips are going to be worth a second, man. This is way more comfortable and cool. So I think that's it, man. Ready next to just get out there and go try this thing and see how much faster we go. So stupid fun. You haven't done it, get out and ride and practice.